This is a Springfree medium oval trampoline which I finished putting together yesterday, and because of the troubles I had putting it together, I'm doing this short video to give you some tips to make it easier. So the first tip is, when you're taking down these trampolines, pay close attention to how they're put up, because that will make it much easier when you are actually putting the trampoline back up. One reason why you might forget to pay attention is because of the difficulty of taking these down, especially when the bolts are horribly rusted. So the second tip is to use the correct manual. So not all 077 medium oval trampolines are built the same. So we have newer trampolines and older trampolines. This is the, as I said before, the previous generation, which is older. When you go to the Springfree website, the manuals by default are for the newer models, and you have to pay close attention to the wording to find the link for the older trampolines. So I will add that as a link on this video. So one of the main differences between older generation and newer generation is these curved sections of the trampoline. So in the newer trampolines, all the curved sections all the way around the trampoline, I think, are identical. I mean, I can't say that for certain because I haven't got one, but at least when you look in the manual, it looks like you can just mix and match them. But on the older generation, they're actually not all the same. So two of them have 10 rod holes and two of them have 11 rod holes. And if your trampoline is bowed, has a curve in it, it probably means you've put them on in the wrong place. So the curved section we're looking at here is a 10-hole curved section, and it should go in that position. Right next to it would be the 11-hole, and then on the opposite side, so the one we're looking at here, that would be an 11-hole, and the one next to that would be a 10-hole. You'll be able to see that in the correct manual. Another difference is the placement of the tags on the net and the mat, which indicate where the net and the mat meet with the frame. This is a problem if you're looking at the wrong manual, but also if you've got an older trampoline, so the tags are meant to line up with little dots on the frame, and they can wear away, so it can be quite difficult to see where things match up. So when you're putting on the net, if you take the part of the net which has the zip, there's a hole, so the net goes on to each rod on these holes. So that particular hole should line up with this rod hole on the frame, which is on a straight part of the frame. It doesn't really matter which side you do it, right? It depends where you want the door for the trampoline to be. But as you can see, it is the second from the right, if you're looking at it from the side, rod hole. So that is where you would line up your net, and then obviously once you've lined that up, you just go around each rod, putting the rods through each hole. The other part is obviously the mat, so you can't see it here, but on one of these older trampolines, and this is different on the newer ones, but on the older trampolines, you've got right in the center at the end of the trampoline, you've got a blue tag, and you've got the same on the far side. So for these, what you want to do is you want to line it up with the third rod hole from the connector connecting the two curved frame parts. And so if I bring it up, you can see that that's where that lines up to. And again, once you know that, then you can count around. So that's the main part of what I wanted to share, but there's one more thing that will be useful. When you're taking down these trampolines, it can be very difficult to get these rods out of the rod holders, and whilst you're doing so, especially with the older ones, those rod holders can break. So if I come over here, I can show you what that looks like. So this is a broken rod holder, and on this trampoline, four or five broke. In the So this is what it looks like on a mat. This is a spare mat that I've got. So if you've got a spare mat, you can take these out. A bit tricky, but it is possible, and you can swap them around, and that's what I've done. I would not recommend leaving too many broken on the trampoline. It probably wouldn't be safe. So if you do have broken ones, then I would suggest you replace the rod holders or the mat. So anyway, those are my tips. Hopefully they're useful, and yeah, have fun with your trampoline. Cheers.